You think you'd recognize a narcissist? Think again. Because the most dangerous ones don't scream, they whisper. They don't hit, they manipulate. And by the time you realize what's happening, it's already too late. Let's talk about the 7 subtle, psychological tactics narcissists use to control, confuse, and destroy your sense of self, without you even noticing. At first, it feels like a dream. They shower you with affection, attention, gifts, and promises. You're my soulmate. I've never felt this way before. It's intense, fast, overwhelming, and that's the point. It's not love. It's manipulation dressed as romance. The moment you're hooked, everything changes. The warmth turns cold. The kindness turns calculating. Because love bombing isn't about loving you, it's about controlling you. They learn your weaknesses by first pretending to admire them. They build you up quickly, only to gain access to your most vulnerable parts. You begin trusting too soon because it feels safe, and that's the trap. They mirror your values, your dreams, your energy. And suddenly, it feels like fate. But in reality, it's a rehearsed performance. Every compliment is strategic. Every gesture has a price. They want your loyalty before you've had time to build boundaries. And when you finally step back, you wonder if you imagined the whole thing. Because the person who made you feel special now acts like you're nothing. They make you question everything: your memory, your feelings, your reality. You say, "That hurt me." They say, "You're too sensitive." You start wondering, am I crazy? No. You're not. They just want you to doubt yourself so much that you rely on them for the truth. Gaslighting isn't a misunderstanding. It's psychological warfare. And it works slowly, so you won't notice until you're deep in it. They rewrite the past like it never happened. You try to recall details, they insist you're remembering it wrong. You start recording conversations in your head, just to protect your sanity. You second guess your emotions. You become afraid to speak up. You stop trusting your gut. Because every time you do, they convince you you're wrong. They smile while doing it. They make you feel like it's your fault. They convince you that you're the one creating drama. And once you stop believing yourself, they can convince you of anything. That's the goal, to become the voice you listen to most. They bring in a third person, an ex, a friend, a stranger, to make you feel insecure. They'll say, "My ex never had issues with that." Or, "Everyone else thinks you're overreacting." Suddenly, it's not just you and them. It's you versus them and whoever they use as leverage. You're being compared, measured, undermined, and you start competing for their approval. That's exactly where they want you. It creates jealousy, paranoia, and desperation. You start asking for validation just to feel stable. You watch how they treat others and wonder, why not me? They deliberately highlight others' traits to make you feel small. They share compliments they've given to others, but not you. You feel disposable, replaceable, like you're constantly auditioning. It destabilizes your confidence and makes you seek their attention more. They love it, because now you're chasing them. The more insecure you become, the more power they gain. And the person they compare you to? They're probably doing the same to them. This one is the slowest, and the most dangerous. It's when they start cutting you down, little by little. But make it sound like concern. "I just want you to look your best. You're not making sense right now. Maybe you're just too emotional for this." It feels like feedback. But it's a knife. They chip away at your self-esteem while pretending to help. And soon, you stop trusting your gut, your voice, your worth. Because when someone says they love you, but keeps making you feel small, you believe the words, and blame yourself for the pain. This tactic doesn't just hurt, it rewires how you see yourself. You don't recognize who you are anymore. And that's exactly the goal. It's the death of self in slow motion. They undermine your confidence in private, then praise you in public. You live in a state of confusion. Which version of their opinion is real? They subtly suggest you're not capable without them. They reframe your strength as arrogance. Your vulnerability as instability. It's not just devaluation, it's identity erosion. They turn your light down until you forget you ever had one. And when you finally start to break, they say, "You're not the person I fell in love with." But they're the reason you changed. They disappear to punish you, without a word. You ask a question. You express a boundary. Suddenly, they go cold. You check your phone. Overthink. Apologize for things you didn't even do. They withhold love and attention to keep control. And when they finally come back, you're grateful, even though they hurt you. That's the power of the silent treatment. It trains you to fear their absence more than their abuse. It feels like abandonment, but it's actually a power move. They know silence screams louder than words. You wait. You spiral. You self-blame. They return, acting like nothing happened. And you feel relief instead of anger. That's how you know they've conditioned you. It's emotional punishment disguised as space. You're walking on eggshells to avoid being iced out again. They control the temperature of the relationship. And you begin sacrificing your voice just to keep the peace. No matter what they do, it's never their fault. They twist every story to make themselves the one who's been hurt. You call them out, they cry. You set a boundary, they collapse. You're left apologizing to the person who harmed you. This tactic makes you feel guilty for standing up for yourself. And it turns every confrontation into confusion. They'll say things like, "I guess I can't do anything right." Or, "Everyone always leaves me." Now you're comforting them, even though you're the one hurting. They hijack empathy to escape accountability. You begin to hesitate before speaking up. You don't want to hurt them, even though they've been hurting you. They weaponize your compassion. They twist your kindness into a leash. Suddenly, you feel like the abuser. And they walk away as the misunderstood hero. They talk about the future, not because they mean it, but because it keeps you invested. "We'll move in together. We'll travel the world. I see us getting married." But none of it ever happens. It's a script, designed to keep you hoping. To distract you from how badly they're treating you right now. Future faking makes you ignore red flags today by selling you a fantasy for tomorrow. They use promises as currency. You stay because you believe what's coming will make the pain worth it. But the future never arrives. Only excuses. They delay accountability with dreams. And you become emotionally invested in something that only exists in their words. Hope becomes the hook. And your faith in the relationship becomes your prison. You wake up one day realizing you've been waiting for a life they never intended to build. And that hurts more than the lies, because you believe them. These tactics aren't random. They're patterns. And if this felt personal, it's because you've been there. You're not overreacting. You're not too sensitive. And you're not broken. But they did break your trust. In others. In yourself. Healing starts with calling it what it is. So if this video helped you name what's been happening, subscribe. You deserve truth. You deserve peace. You deserve you back.